Oh, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft with me, Affected Hippo. I spent an hour, I think, cleaning up a geode without any glue. I came back to get glue, but I moved all these into a big block. Don't ask why this guy's still stuck here. I got carried away. But I figured what would be more interesting for the beginning of a video than randomly building an amethyst farm right here in this chunk here. Maybe along this side. I don't know. I don't think it really needs to be this big, but I have all them. I think there's 54 amethyst, budding amethyst here. So let's take advantage of it. And let's farm all of them. So you wouldn't believe it, but my thought process is I will take each of these one at a time because I'm not very good at planning ahead, and I felt like the carry on mod was a little too cheaty for like just literally picking up and setting these down. But yeah, this will all be glued together. I'm hoping actually that I can do it all in one go, and then if there's a random like here, so these are technically within within the glued portion. But if I grab my oh come on, if I grab a crank from in here, and do I even have cranks? I don't have regular cranks. I just have this guy, the crank on a cogwheel, and I threw up some walls while I was at it. I got distracted. I'm kind of liking this texture here, and that I can't see into the rest of the factory. It kind of makes the whole division work a little bit better. Because this is all your base create stuff, pretty much. And then over here are more farms, like Amethyst, for example. I'm producing snow right there. That's why I chose to make the ballast for all the railway lines, because I know I'm going to need more. So I thought it was appropriate to have that produced en masse. Um, huh. You know what? Because that's not the glued side now, is it? So I moved that forward. Did so that one stayed, but now that okay, so now that I see. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is do each piece individually, and then this top one can just be one big section. That is fine, but this one won't work. I can't push like this. It would have to be centered on something here, probably similar to what this is, but one uh, only one of these girders connecting it. I mean, I could maybe still do it this way, but if I just come back up here and I pull these two away, I know this is making everything smaller. We'll get over it. There's not really much I can do. I want the amethyst crystals to be touching the ground, and that's not where you're supposed to go. But now that we have this, should be able to put that one in there, you in there, and once these are all glued together, we'll be able to manually harvest, but I'm planning on putting all of this on a sequence gear shift. So I'll be back with you in a couple minutes. Well, a couple seconds for you. So when I crank, you can see that the whole contraption moves forward. All the drills are glued together with the girders over the top. And when I come back and I crank in the other direction, everything moves back. Now I can use cart contraptions and minecarts to move all the budding amethyst into their locations. And now we're back. And I've done it. All the budding amethysts are in their location. I got this idea from a Chosen Architect video he put out probably a couple weeks ago by now. But you can see here the contraption will just dispose or drop the amethyst off directly into this vault, or not vault, into this drawer. And then that's on its own storage thing. So I don't actually have to worry about it. We've got snow being collected over here. And that all comes in handy because snow can be turned into ice, ice into packed ice, and then packed ice into blue ice. And this blue ice will be used in our next major project, which I will explain in the next clip. This is Editor Affected Hippo. I've been muted for a lot of this clip, the last clip, and a little bit of the next clip, but I'll cut that bit out. So here I am. Bad time to admit that I've just been muted, and I probably have been for every clip I've recorded, or who knows how long. So that's great. But the pyramid, Bass Pro Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee, which is 180 blocks across, 180 meters across, and about 98 meters tall. So I'm gonna make it. I'm going to just make it a regular pyramid. I'm not going to get the exact height right. I figured the size alone, like the width, should be more than enough. I'm just gonna go ahead and clear out some trees, make some room for myself to throw down the pyramid. And this is going to be one of those things I probably build a lot of with the, well, it's on an even number, so I probably can't build it with the builder's wand, so that's going to be a bit of annoying. Well, maybe as I make progress, significant progress, I can start using the schematic cannon. But this is definitely going to be something that I want to build by hand first. And what the heck, let's just kind of do it all right here. I have repaired my axe 3 separate times, and here we can see a deforested area, fairly big area, and this will be my pyramid. You can see the scale of this place in comparison to my factory. The factory is considerably larger thus far, so this may end up being a mostly hollow building, but I'll try to fill it with whatever factories and, well, whatever I can. I'll have to see what there's room for. I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing tomorrow. It's 2 in the morning. I'm going to bed. Using a combination of the Wand of Symmetry and my Infinity Wand, I can place down almost my entire inventory at once. Because this is a giant building. But now we can start the really interesting part. Filling in these gaps. I think on the real Bass Pro Pyramid, actually I know because I'm looking at it on like 3 screens right now. I'm really high on the ADHD thing right now. Woo! I've got Bass Pro Shop on this screen over here. On this screen over here, I've got my recording and another Bass Pro Shop, the Wikipedia page. This one's Google Earth. And then on my phone screen down below, I'm tapping and measuring on a completely separate app. Like I'm measuring the distance between 2 points and going, all right, so this layer should be like 4 meters wide. There's no calculations going on. It's mostly guessing at this point. The measuring, yes, but the translation between feet and meters could be done in an extra 3 seconds, but I'm not doing it. I'm gonna be lazy. I like that. I'm gonna keep doing it. You can't stop me. I can't stop me. I'm losing control. This clip would be better if my name wasn't in the back for the entire thing. At this rate, I am placing about 24 blocks with each click, and it's about to go up to 32. I won't even make it that far. Because unfortunately, this whole thing takes... I mean, it's noctagonal copy thing right now. But I am 4 layers up. And I've gone through 17 stacks of blue ice. Oh, and that's the front of the store, so that's going to be like a big window and a real nice awning. So I'm going to deal with that later. The rest of this is less interesting, so it can be whatever I want it to be. But I can, the more I think about it, have using slash local metal for this. Although I think I should probably be using stairs, I'm going to be making a staircase going up. Well, let's get it in. Now let's do it right. Okay, I need to get that. I need to get that out of my hand. But yes, kind of close to this. All the way up. And I think this is going very slightly better for me, but it also paints a picture like just how tall everything needs to be. 32 stacks of blue ice to do 4 layers, and I didn't even make it all the way around. I only had enough to finish this side. So what I've decided, what I've gathered, is this probably won't be done in this video. What I can do is get a train, maybe get a train set up so I can get my villagers to come from the house over in, there. The villagers that live there are gonna go around, down, and over to here. And after that, there will be no purpose in actually having villagers. Let me rephrase that. There will be no purpose in having the passenger locomotive, because that is literally the whole point of this place, to hold everyone who could ever be a passenger. But I could also farm villagers here. I do like that from here. And with the distant horizons, you can see the Great Lakes, you can see the Gulf of America. I need to figure out, because it's about 30 meters here according to my measurements. I go into free cam and open up the 1 and 2, so we are 2 blocks in over here, which would put this layer at 32. So I'm thinking, as dangerous as it is, I'm gonna go up 2 more layers. That is something like 20, 40 slash local metal. And then I get to start putting in the dome, which is going to be made out of blue stained glass, which is also going to be very expensive. This is a ridiculously big build. I'm actually really enjoying this process. It's really tedious, but I'm also kind of enjoying it, as I just said. We're going to keep this going, and then I'm going to put railings on this so we can walk around it. But, nothing else. Yet. That's great. I I I love that, man. That's wonderful. There's the tower. Here's my little home, which I'm probably gonna need to clean up eventually. My little home in Indiana. There's Tennessee. There is Memphis, Tennessee, right there. Beautiful, wonderful pyramid that's not done yet. Honestly, kind of really like the look actually right now with it being incomplete, but that won't last. We'll get to that eventually. I doubt that the real pyramid, well, real Bass Pro Pyramid in Tennessee. I'm gonna keep saying it's. I'm gonna keep specifying it's in Tennessee. I doubt it has an actual, you know, animal or anything at the top. But I mean, this dog showed up out of nowhere. Don't really remember taming him. So you shall be my topper. I don't know. Yeah, do we do? I mean, it's not a Christmas tree. We don't do tree toppers. But what is this guy? I don't know. This is a pretty big structure, and I am loving it. With my Wand of Symmetry and Infinity Wand combination, I am quite literally placing a stack with every click. So the building will go faster, however, the collecting is going to take forever, and that is no bueno. So I might put in the rest of this railing, and then maybe I'll find an excuse to build a new train. I don't know. Might be fun. In fact, I could foresee myself putting a train that comes in and loops around and goes back out. I mean, this place is plenty big. Well, it works. I mean, I knew it would work, but it's on camera now. Down here, we're going to have a nice little. I guess it's not very little. It's going to be a decent sized farm. And I'm not going to do the. You can use a schematic to lay out the area. The problem with that is that eventually the schematics break for some reason. So I'm just going to have a regular deployer, and everything's going to be set to place down the dark oak saplings. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna have a barrel or a chest here in the center, and then we'll use windmill bearings to give this all the power it's gonna need. Uh, and then from there, the whole idea is, well, exactly what I just did there. We're gonna cut down the trees and have a nice infinite supply of both dark oak. Dark oak saplings are going to get apples from this. We're going to get twigs. The twigs, however, are going to be going on to a villager trading hall on the second floor of this place. This place is effectively going to be my. I guess it's not like my starter base. It's maybe one of my first mega projects on this world. There is going to be many more. Um, it's the whole point of the factory. The factory was to get prepared for this stuff, and now we got to put it to use. And eventually, the factory will grow because there's more to build, there's more to do. And frankly, you got to automate some stuff eventually, right? Right? Okay, we need to have a little chat, little change of pace. I am kind of in a bad situation right now. I need steel to make the train I want to make because I got carried away designing it before I realized how much it actually costs to build in survival. So, game plan is make it up as we go. Actually, no, I need steel, right? I need steel. So what I'd like to do is progress out to where I can get oil. I think I need oil for steel. I don't know. I know I need like significant factory growth in the uh, north end of the thumb because that's where I was planning on all going. So we're gonna change plans. I want to get a train built this episode because trains are cool, but I haven't really thought that part through yet. So maybe we have to build a slightly older train, which is fine. I mean, it's just going to be different than what you would expect, different than what you've probably come to expect from old Affected Hippo here. And by that, I mean it's exactly something I've done before. It's not different from everything I've done. It's just boring because it's the same train with a slightly different palette. I'm taking my paving machine to yield Bass Pro Shop so I can get the underground area, the lower section, all patched up. I think we're kind of at a place where we're not going to be making any more progress on this during the day. I mean, we're 50 stacks into this, so 50 stacks of blue ice into this so far, and there's a significant amount left. No, we don't want that. Get some glue on the train. Remove the moss blocks. I don't know why this guy has shipping containers on him. I just kind of figured it looked too bland, being only logs. And this is a fairly generic Steam, not even Steam. That's an Alco, whatever it is, Alco something or other. Oh, while I was building that train, I made something to automatically craft some of the copycat blocks I still use. I might need more. In fact, I know I need more. So I'll get around to that eventually, but not immediately. Off the top of my head, I don't know exactly what this train is supposed to be, but I like that icon more. We're gonna call you Al, not also Alco FA, and yeah, just open all doors. So what we're going to do is drive him around. Don't like how tight this curve is right here, personally, but I think it'll maneuver all the same. Let's get this guy moved back to here. That was faster than driving them around in a circle. Now we need to line up my item hatch, my drop, with the that guy, whatever it is. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's do this. We'll disconnect. We'll go into free cam. This is going to be very handy for lining this up. Then we'll just get a little bit better lined up. And then edge the train forward very slowly. And we can see it connected. So what we'll do is we'll just put down a station right... Well, let's just take a let's double check there. Is that straight on? No, not quite yet. So we still need to pull this bogie forward a little bit. This, you know what, that'll probably be fine. And then we'll call this just thumb, because that's where we're at, thumb. Dark oak drop. And that will be good enough. Now there's no dark oak to be picked up yet, but that's why we're going to have the next station be dark oak. You know, we'll just call it Alco Fa. Dark oak. Or, nah, we'll leave that as it is. And then we'll just travel to station. But it won't be this one. It'll be the one we just built. This one will go to a cargo inactivity for 15 seconds. And then this guy will go to a cargo inactivity for 30 seconds. Well, this guy will go pretty much immediately, but the other option will be one or more players seated, and this is just in the off chance my wife decides to join me on the world someday. I thought I designed this train with a driver in mind, but I might just be using a child soldier. I mean, oh well. It does feel kind of odd putting the guy on a leash, but you know, if it works, it works. Now you should go. Close all your doors. Or not. While we wait for that train to come in, I'll tell you, this is what 75, maybe 85, maybe 65, I don't know. A lot of stacks. I stopped counting at one point. I'm going to call it 65 just because I think that's a safer bet. It obviously lowballs me, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. Okay. Now we'll just take your controls and copy that because we now need to move the train forward so that we're, you know, a bit closer to here. I don't remember what the name of the station is, however. Bass Pro Wood Pickup. Okay, so that's apparently what I called it because I did previously name everything. But what we're going to want to do is take this guy and what's currently in my inventory, not the that yet. So right there is where the portable item interface is going to go. We will then be taking, we'll put that there for now. Come on, get everything off. And now we'll take only full stacks of dark oak. No. And then we're just going to run this, probably even in the ground, over to where these are supposed to be, where these guys are hooked up. Hang on. Always miss that one corner there. And there we go. Yeah. So even though I'm missing my portable storage, come to think of this, I don't want that to open. So I'll end up messing with that later, I'm sure. So if we were loading logs onto here, whether it was in a gantry or a separate crane, however this would go, even if it was just rolled on by a, even if the logs, come on, so even if the logs were just rolled on by some other machine, we would need something here that was capable of supporting the weight of the logs all the way up to the point where they would be loaded on. I think right here's the height I went with. Yep. I mean, I don't really need this top, little top knot here. And then if what I have is the long, I don't know if I'd want that necessarily. Specifically because we have this down here already, but you know, maybe with this right here, we don't need that lower support, and we can just keep running this all the way across into there, and then that's going to be what holds the machine together right there. Now we have something here that looks like it's supposed to be important. Maybe it continues all the way across the area. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to on this side, but it could. Now with the, where's that? With the Wand of Symmetry active, I can come back in. I can place down... Hang on, that's not right. A minimum of 8 of these blocks at a time. So what we're going to be doing here is placing down everything I can until I run out. I don't have to have them in my inventory, but I like to know when I'm getting close. I guess they have to be in my inventory. They don't have to be in my hotbar. I'd like to see just how far we can get, and we're out. Okay, well, I mean, that brought us a little bit closer, but we are still very far away from finishing this build. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I put a lot of time into this video. I've spent all week recording it. I have had a great time. I've had a great time playing the game. I've really enjoyed building up these factories, and I did double check this wood farm. There is enough room in this chest for me to stop the farm completely, and then start the farm again if all the trees are grown. And even so, there's still plenty of room for more. And we should never get in such a case, because even when the tree farm stops, it stops at let's see here, if 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 this is noon, it stops here at 9 o'clock. So it stops over here. So it only gets 3/4 rotation instead of a full one. And like I said, there's plenty of room in here to completely fill up this chest. Well, not fill up this chest. There's plenty of room in here to completely run the farm. But yeah, a little bit of overkill. Ooh, screenshot. Well, a little bit of overkill, but if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So leave a like, comment, subscribe. Did you like what I did? Did you not like what I did? I mean, tell me. That's what I need to know. I can't clap, so do it with my real hands. And you can see the the logs unloaded in the background. Works perfect. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you keep coming back to the videos, maybe you should subscribe. You can see them. Be notified when they come out. You ring that little bell icon, please. Helps me out. Oh, and the way I did this farm, really like this bit. I can walk right underneath this, and I don't have to get hit by the saws. I feel really intelligent for coming up with that idea. But yeah, all right. Thank you. Bye.